Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those WO love me, because let's be honest, WO does today. I want to talk about respect is earned by character, not by demand. These are more than just words, they are a mirror reflecting the truth about how human connection, dignity, and authenticity really work in the world. No matter how much someone demands respect, the world has a way of teaching us that it isn't something you can force, fabricate, or fake. Real respect stems from something much deeper, something rooted in who you are, how you live, and what you stand for. It's about your character. It's about how you show up when no one's watching. It's about how you treat people who can do nothing for you. It's about consistency, humility, strength, and integrity, all the traits that don't always shout for attention, but command it anyway. In life, you'll meet people who wear power like a badge, who believe that their title, status, wealth, or age entitles them to respect. They'll walk into rooms expecting heads to turn, voices to lower, and silence to fall. And maybe, for a moment, that happens. But there's a difference between respect and fear, between admiration and obligation. Fear fades, obligations expire, but true respect, that lingers long after someone leaves the room. It echoes in conversations, in memories, and the way others speak about that person when they're not around. Character is quiet. It doesn't beg. It doesn't broadcast, but it's always felt. It's felt in the way someone holds the door open for a stranger or apologizes when they're wrong. It's in the way they stand up for what's right, even when it costs them popularity or approval. It's in how they treat the waiter, the janitor, the driver, not because they have to, but because it's simply who they are. That's the kind of behavior that earns respect without ever needing to demand it. Demanding respect is like trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. People can feel the difference between genuine influence and forced authority. They can sense when someone's actions come from a place of truth versus when it's all just for show. You might intimidate someone into silence, but you can't inspire them into loyalty. You might manipulate them into agreement, but you can't lead them with heart. Real leadership, real influence comes from the strength of your character, not the volume of your demands. We live in a world where social media often confuses visibility with value. People think followers equal respect, likes equal love, and clout equals character. But in the real world, behind the screens, it's your actions that matter. It's how you behave when no one is there to record you. It's what you say about others when they're not in the room. It's the quiet choices you make that define your legacy. Respect isn't about being loud. It's about being real. And no amount of shouting "respect me" will ever replace the silent authority that comes from being someone worth respecting. Some people try to force respect through fear. They think power gives them permission to mistreat, manipulate, or belittle others. But fear and respect are not the same thing. You can be afraid of someone and not respect them at all. Fear may make people obey you, but it will never make them admire you. It might force compliance, but it will never earn loyalty. And one day, when the fear wears off or the power fades, the truth reveals itself. Because respect built on fear is a house of cards, one gust of truth, and it collapses. On the other hand, someone with true character doesn't need to scream for attention or beg for admiration. They carry themselves in a way that automatically earns it. They live with a moral compass, not for validation, but because it's who they are. They speak with purpose, they act with principle, and they own their mistakes. They treat people with dignity, not just when it benefits them, but especially when it doesn't. And because of that, people look up to them. People want to follow them. Not because they have to, but because they want to. Character is built in moments of pressure. It's easy to act righteous when everything's going well. But who are you when the spotlight is off? When things fall apart? When life tests your patience, your pride, your pain? That's where true character is revealed. And those are the moments that either earn or lose respect. When you choose kindness over ego, humility over arrogance, and truth over convenience, you build something that no title can give you, and no one can take away from you: authentic respect. There are people in this world with quiet jobs, ordinary lives, and unknown names, but they walk into a room and you feel their presence. You admire their wisdom, their strength, their peace. They don't wear success on their sleeve, but they carry grace in their soul. You respect them not because they asked for it, but because they earned it simply by being who they are. And then there are others, loud, flashy, aggressive, always demanding attention, always needing to be right, always shouting for respect. But the louder they get, the more obvious it becomes that they haven't earned it. They're chasing the image of respect, not the essence of it. Your respect is not a free giveaway. It's not a trophy for egos. It's not something you owe to someone just because they're older, richer, or louder. Respect should be given to those who earn it through consistency, compassion, authenticity, and courage. If someone constantly disrespects you, manipulates you, uses you, lies to you, or treats others poorly, they don't deserve your respect. They might demand it. They might guilt you for not offering it. But you are not wrong for protecting your energy. You are not wrong for expecting people to live up to a certain standard before you offer them that deep, sacred acknowledgement. And that includes you too. You can't expect others to respect you just because you want them to. You have to build yourself into someone who earns it. And that starts with how you treat yourself. Do you respect your time, your dreams, your health? Do you speak to yourself with kindness? Do you live with honesty? Do you show up with integrity even when it's hard? The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others will treat you. Respect yourself deeply, and you'll stop tolerating disrespect from others. You'll start demanding better not through anger, but through action. When your character is solid, you don't need to chase validation. You don't need to force admiration. You don't have to scream to be seen. People will notice you because truth is magnetic. Integrity is attractive. Grace is powerful. You will walk into rooms and shift the energy not because you demanded respect, but because you've lived in a way that commands it. And let's be honest, none of us are perfect. We're all learning. We're all evolving. But what separates the respected from the ignored isn't perfection, it's effort. It's ownership. It's the willingness to grow, to listen, to reflect, to apologize, to rise again after falling. People respect those who are real enough to admit their flaws and strong enough to work on them. That takes guts. That takes heart. That takes character. So next time someone tells you to respect them, pause for a moment. Look at how they treat people. Look at how they carry themselves. Look at how they handle stress, how they speak to those who disagree with them, how they deal with failure. That's where respect is earned, not in their demands, but in their decisions. And for you, live in a way that earns respect silently. Let your character be your voice. Let your values speak louder than your volume. Let your journey reflect something deeper than surface level applause. Because when your life is rooted in character, respect will follow. Not instantly, not always loudly, but surely, quietly, and deeply. The kind that lasts. The kind that means something. You don't need to convince anyone to respect you. You just need to be someone who respects themselves enough to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your worth. You just need to be someone who leads with truth and stands in it, even when it's hard. Respect built on character never needs to shout. It just walks into the room and the world listens.